Minasan, welcome back for another round of freelance gaming. Oh, this is a specialty. This is a little special one because Nintendo Switch launched version 20 on the Nintendo Switch, the NS1. And I brought out a couple of games, a handful of games. I'm not sure if I'm going to go through all of them, but we're going to explore these new features that they got set up. But first and foremost, let's get some context here, because this was announced during Nintendo Direct for Switch 1 games, and they introduced a whole new thing that they were going to put into the Switch 1. So let us first refresh ourselves on what this little thing is that they're planning to do.
Next, we have news about the use of digital games on your system. Please take a look.
With game cards, you can put a game featuring Mario in this Nintendo Switch system and a Legend of Zelda game in this one, freely inserting the games you have on hand into any system you want. But what if digital games could be as flexible and convenient as game cards? Well, here's what we came up with. Introducing the virtual game card. In the future, virtual game cards can be used for digital games. When purchasing the digital version of a game, it will be loaded onto your system as a virtual game card, allowing you to play that title. Your digital games will be lined up as virtual game cards on a dedicated management screen. Here, you can load and eject your virtual game cards and manage which games you can play on your system.
Very interesting feature.
If you have two Nintendo Switch systems, you can eject a virtual game card from one and load it onto the second. Now you can play this game on the second system wherever and whenever you want, just as if you had inserted
Connection
a
is
physical
required.
game card. With virtual game cards, you can freely load and arrange which games you play on up to two systems. Local communication with your second system is required, but only the first time.
That's what makes it interesting.
You can also lend out virtual game cards to your Nintendo account family group members. Connect to your family group member system via local wireless when you want to lend a game. Choose the title you're lending and who you're lending it to. And you're done. They can now play on their own system. You can only lend one game at a time to a particular person. Games can be lent out for 2 weeks, after which they will automatically return to you.
Yeah, that's
Making
it.
games even easier to use.
That's to block out the
Virtual game
homebrews.
card.
So yeah, that was pretty fascinating. So let's pull up the game screen and start to check a few things out. Here we go. So here is the new stuff that they set up. As you can see, they got new icons, and they also changed the color of the notification icon on there. Let's see. If one breaks, then any virtual cards will be lost. I don't know if they took that into account. I would think that they would allow you to re-download because it's tied to your account. You'll just have to get a new Switch and set up and just activate your account from the new one. Let's see, news. So here's this one. Oh, it's in Japanese. Ooh. The whole notification's in Japanese. Whoops. Oh, that's a badness there. I'd rather than make a home purchase device where the household buy virtual cards on the device, then transfer from there to the Switch that's being approved. Nintendo eShop, virtual game cards and game share. I think I see what you're saying. Like the you buy one virtual game, and then it could just be used by the whole household universally. I think that's what they were trying to go with. I wish I didn't realize that this popped up in Japanese. That's a lot of translating to do. But that's all right because we're gonna crack this open here. Game share. Let's see what it looks like. So Nintendo Switch 2 users can use game share and you can play together. Let's see, Nintendo Switch 2 and this system. So this is already set up for when Switch 2 comes out. Let's see, about game share. Nearby Nintendo Switch 2 users can share compatible software and you can play together using game share. Have the person with the compatible software do the following. Their Switch 2, go to home menu and start the game. Start a game share session from within the game. Ah, gotcha. Okay, so this is the single card multiplayer. So mm, hmm. So that's actually okay. So that's the like what the 3DS did and the DS did, where you get to use one cartridge, and then everybody can play off that same cartridge. And they included that, and they made it backwards compatible to Switch One. So it all depends on the compatible game. So like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, if you have one Mario Kart 8 Deluxe cartridge, then you can actually have other players join in on the Switch One. At least that's what I'm thinking here. Chat says that way, if the switches themselves break, the virtual cards return to the purchase device after the remainder of the 2-week timer ran out. Then you could remove approval for the broken switches and add new ones as approved. I don't sound more like separate accounts, and each family member is meant to have an account. Yeah, that makes sense. Want to make sure that you don't lose access because of broken switches. So I'm wondering who would break the switches unless they're home brewing or they deliberately take a hammer to it. If it was one account, you would not need to lend games. Yeah, yeah, chat, you're right. It does sound like it's for multiple accounts, as opposed to a family account. I think what it is, though, is so that although that's kind of weird too, but I guess it's meant for families who can't afford. But then that doesn't make any sense either, because if everybody has a Nintendo Switch, then they have enough money to buy 4 copies of the same game. Kids are evil to get jealous of another kid's toy and can't get one of their own, so they break the one they see. Yeah, but that's far and few. That's that's not something that's very frequent and commonplace. It can happen, yes, but Nintendo can't account for every facet of and minutia of life. Let's see what the virtual game cards are here. All right, you can see your virtual game cards on the screen. Purchase downloaded games will appear here. And I noticed that they've listed some of my games already on here. Yeah, they did. Neo Geo, lol. Then there's the clumsy ones who drop in the toilet, or else the unfortunate charger malfunction, things like that. Yeah, I understand. I get it, Chad. But again, it's too much minutia. The odds of it being a frequent thing amongst every single person. There's a billion. There's 8 billion humans on Earth, and only 150. What is it? 170 million humans own a Switch. So it's very astronomical to have a very, very high number of busted switches in so many circumstances. Nintendo can't take account for all of that. They'll have to deal with it on a case by case basis. Select virtual game cards to load on this system. Once loaded, the game's icon will be it will be added to the home menu, and you'll be able to play it. All right. So it's already got all of my games on there. 6 star Gate Star Trail, the DLC. Let's see here. Tesla Grad 2, Rainbow Cotton, Divine Dynamo Flame Rip. I see they included the DLC. Interesting. Some of the DLC that I downloaded. Chips Challenge, Legend of Heroes DLC, Arcade Archives, Civilization 6. Very interesting that the DLC is separate. And I can't go into that icon there. What's the help button? It's just only going to tell me this here. Select virtual cards to load on this system. Once loaded, the game's icon will be added to the home menu, and you'll be able to play. Oh, here we go. About virtual game cards. You can also lend virtual game cards to members of your family group. Nintendo accounts will need to be members of the same family group. Aha! There you go. There you go. So you gotta be like on a family plan. Borrowed games will be returned after 14 days. Bring the systems close to one another to share. Some software may not support lending. 14 days. Nintendo accounts will need to be members of the same family group. So there we go. There we go. That's so you would need like a family plan or something. Locking with a pin will keep others from accessing the screen. To change the setting, open the home menu, go to your user page, and then select user settings, user verification settings. You can also view your virtual game cards online. Check the URL below using a browser on a PC or smart device. Huh. So yeah, it's account bound, and each member in the family in a group. That's what it seems to be saying here. You can also lend virtual game cards to members of your family group. Nintendo accounts will need to be members of the same family group. So it sounds like you gotta be in a family plan. So this is basically useless to me. This is actually useless to everybody. Unless you have a family plan. If that's what I'm understanding here. Yeah. Wow. And it's got all my games on here. I didn't even realize I had that many games. Oh my gosh. I never realized I accumulated 751 games. Damn. Or is that including the DLC? Quick load, sort filter. Okay, well, you know what? Let's see what happens if I select one. Let's see. What do I want to go with? Let's do an arcade archive one. Yeah, Trio the Punch. Alright, load on this system. Okay, so it's already loaded on this system. So either I load on other system, lend to family group member. Oh, okay. Load on other system. There are no other systems the virtual game card can be loaded on. To load a virtual game card on the system, that system will need to be linked. Yeah, it includes DLCs because it's got my DLCs listed, which is crazy. About linking systems. Okay, open the home menu on the system you want to link with. Go to virtual game cards icon and select load on this system. An on-screen guide will appear. You'll need to be signed in to the same Nintendo account on both systems. On the same account? Wow, they really made sure that. Link to here. You can lend virtual cards out to members of the family group your Nintendo account is in for up to 14 days. Let's see here. Select who you want to lend the virtual game cards to. Nintendo account family group. You haven't added anyone to your family group. Add to family group. Set the family group members link to your Nintendo account from the following URL. Wow, this is actually too many steps here. View details. Virtual game cards can be lent to family group members after bringing your two systems close together and linking them. While lent out, software can be freely played on the borrowing user's system, and the lending user gives up access to the software temporarily. Oh, gotcha. So if I lend out Trio the Punch, I can't play Trio the Punch because it's in the other console until the 14 days are up. Then it's returned. Virtual game cards can be borrowed up for up to 14 days. Once that deadline is reached, the virtual game card will be automatically returned. Lending users can also collect their virtual game cards from borrowers before the deadline. Alright, that's very interesting. Now, options here. View details. Eject from the system. Hide and close. Wait, okay. Let's see here. Title publisher, Arcade Archives, Trio the Punch, Hamster Corporation. Current system, Real Betsy. Nintendo Switch. I can't believe it's using my name, and it links up to the eShop. That's crazy, but that's funny. It's using the name of my system, Real Betsy. So yeah, since it's already loaded on this system, sort and filter. Date acquired. Date acquired. Oldest first. By title. Let me see here. Oldest first. Oh, that. I was supposed to say okay. Here we go. Yeah, Waku Waku 7 was my first download. Voice was the second one. Kamiko. Yeah, so you're looking at my first games, the first games that I got. My first 10 oh, and then the Mario and Rabbids DLC. So yeah, my first 6 games was Waku Waku 7, Voice, Kamiko, Neo Geo, Blazing Star, Dark Witch music episode, Fast RMX. Then it was Wonder Boy and Namco Museum. That's crazy. It's really got a good track. Man, oh, did I download Pokemon Quest? Wow, they okay. They actually include. Whoa. Oh wow. They're also including the games that are that I purchased off the eShop but took them out. I took them out because I bought physical versions of Gunbird, Demo, but it's added to here. Wow. Okay. Okay, Tengai. The prologue demo that I got. Gunbird 2, Outlast. Yeah, that's actually insane. Yeah, Light Seekers, that was a free download that I tried out. Then there's the YouTube. All right. So Asphalt Legends Unite. So yeah, they still kept it completely tracked everything that was in my eShop and posted all up. That's actually pretty impressive. The Sega Ages games, but I already got the Sonic collection, the anniversary collection. Yeah, this is a pretty interesting thing here. Yeah, Sega Ages Alex Kidd in Miracle World. there a reason why I don't have that up there? Why did I take that down? I'll probably re-download that. Screw it. Alright. Let's see what else. By title. Okay. And then this is everything by title. I still can't believe it includes the DLC. That's kind of weird, honestly. That that includes the DLC like that. Like, how would that work? Would it be like if, for example, somebody has a Hat in Time but they don't have the DLC, then they could borrow the DLC and play it off of their own copy of Hat in Time? That would be pretty. That's actually pretty crazy if that's the case. Why don't I have? Oh, right, because I got the Taito collection. Huh. Yeah. And I got the Pac-Man collection too. I notice I don't see the arcade archive. All the arcade archives. Where's all the arcade? I had more arcade archives in this. What's going on here? Let's see. Let me scroll down here. Where's my arcade archives? I have a vast collection. Ah, there they are. Okay. Well, that's weird. That's weird. Why are they at the bottom here? Do I not have a set by title? Yeah. Arcade archives. Why is it down at the bottom here? In fact, why is all of this in the bottom here? They seem to be completely out of order. But it's supposed to be in order. By publisher. Yeah, pretty much that's all the filters do, huh? Let's see. Arc System Works. Too awesome. So this is primarily downloadable. I just know I'm beginning to notice I don't see Mario Kart anywhere, or any of the physical copies actually, like Mario Kart and Clubhouse games. So this is all DLC stuff. So this only actually works, not so much DLC. This only works with downloaded games from the eShop. Huh. Because I was gonna try out. I was gonna check to see the physical copies, but I'm beginning to notice the physical copies are not in here. Are not in this list. Yeah, I don't see my Famicom Detective Club. Yeah, this is all downloaded games and DLC. So that's the virtual game cards. Jumping Joe in France. Oh yeah, those free, those what you call them, slot games. So yeah, okay. Okay, so then that means that if you have a physical copy of the games, then they don't count towards the virtual game cards. Let's see. Filter can select multiple items loaded on this system. Let's see. Let's load it on this system. Pretty much the same thing, right? Loaded on another system, which is nothing. No virtual game cards meet the conditions. All right, what's this here? Games on physical card games will not appear. Okay, there's our answer. Games on physical game cards will not appear. So these physical editions are not going to appear as virtual game cards. Some software like game demos will not appear because they are not treated like game cards. So no demos, which is kind of weird because I have the demo, the prologue demo. Software and downloadable content purchased using other accounts will not appear. Hidden virtual game cards will not appear. View hidden virtual game cards. Oh, no. We don't want to do that. We don't want to go in there. Alright. Software. It's kind of a strange... Oh. I'm pressing the plus button. Alright. Downloadable content. So, this is the DLC stuff here. Yeah, CD, Sonic Mania software, and DLC. Got it. So, got it. Alright, so the DLC that you see here, Super Smash Brothers, Super Neptunia, those are all physical editions. Like, I have physical copies of these games. I have the physical copies of these games, and the ones that are that were downloaded from the eShop, it says software and DLC. Yeah, see, there's Sonic Colors, there's Mario and Rabbids, Trinity Trigger. Wow, that's it? Wow, that's it for DLC? I thought I got more than that. Sonic Superstars. So that was the DLC. There's Sonic Origins. Okay, that's very interesting. Rocket League, Super Beat Sonic. So these are all coming from the physical editions. Where's the Mario Kart then? Oh, that's crazy. I just realized that there's no Mario Kart. Where's my Mario Kart? Oh, there it is, right there, Mario Kart. Okay, I was just wondering. Yeah, see, because I got it's a physical edition of Mario Kart. So, bam. Yeah, see, here's the game card. So, it's completely separate from the physical. I'm wondering if that's because if I were to lend my physical copy of Mario Kart 8 to someone else, they won't get the DLC because the DLC is not in their system. And so this virtual game card for the DLC, I could hand that over to them so they'll be able to play on the physical card and the DLC virtual game card in their system at the same time. That makes sense. Upgrade pack. Nope, we have no upgrade pack, which makes sense. Go back into here. So that's basically, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm just gonna set it to title. Give me my alphabetical order. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, it's driving me nuts here. I don't see my ACA. They're supposed to be up here. I can't believe they're all the way down at the bottom. Yeah. I'm not sure why it's like that. Where's the ACA games? The Neo Geos. I'm just making sure we're all good here. Okay, there's the Neo Geos. Let's quick load. Select the virtual game cards you want to load. Oh, so you could do 30 at once, huh? Eject all. I don't know what eject all is. I don't know if I should even try that. Because they'll probably have to make me go through a crazy process. You know what? Let me pick a. You know what? If I'm gonna try the eject button, let me pick a game that Okay, yeah. See, I've already beaten this one, 64th Street. So let's see. Let me hit quick load. Oh, select the virtual game cards you want to load. Interesting. Let's see here. Loaded one virtual game card you can play as soon as the download is complete. Really? Really? And there it is. Whoa. Okay. Well, there we go. We got something. It's gonna take a while. Let me check over here. Yeah, see? It, yeah, why did it change? It changed over here too. So, all of it is at the bottom? Yeah, how did the arcade archives end up down here? This is weird. Options. Let me see my options here. Software information, eShop. Oh, they added this here. Check virtual game card. Software internet. Via the internet, if you update and are still unable to use downloadable content or an upgrade, load the virtual game card from virtual game cards on the home menu. Software. Cloud data backup and such. Let's see. Check virtual game card. Alright, this virtual game card is loaded on this system. Now, some digital software and downloadable content will include a virtual game card when purchased. Once loaded, the game icon will be added to the home menu, and you'll be able to play that game. Interesting. Okay, so it's not focused on, and my stuff is still grouped out, huh? Yeah, I didn't change that much. Sort and filter. Oh. Let me see if I can. Let me see if maybe I can reset this, because it's freaking me out that the arcade archives is not here. I don't know why ACA is doing that. My Mutation Nation. I gotta play all the games? That's crazy. Alright, is this ready yet? It's still going. So, yeah, this is pretty interesting. That this will allow me to download without ever going into the eShop. That I could download these games. Maybe I should have grabbed one of these. And I can't remove these, huh? Well, I'll figure that one out. I guess it's because Typhoon Gal is out. It's almost done. We're gonna soon find out just how much this works out. So yeah, it looks like I'm not gonna. I don't need to jump into these. But then I'm curious. Let's see here. Alright, so carry of pinball is about to be ready. There we go. Alright, let's see. All right, so there we go. I could download it directly from the virtual card. Input user data from another console. Why do I need to create a new user? Oh, because I pressed the start button. Low special offer, don't show again. Free play. Let's see here.
Time machine.
Yeah, let's play. Yeah, it's playing a full game. Yeah. Alright. Alright, there we go. So that came out of the virtual game cards here. After downloading it. Alright, so let's go into here since I got that set. So check virtual game card. This virtual game card is loaded on this system. A physical game card is currently inserted. So that's what it's saying about virtual game cards. So it's more digital centric, huh? Alright, so it's reading the DLC. Let me switch out with a non-DLC game. So let's get Super Mario Odyssey up here. Let's see. Okay, use Super Mario Odyssey. Check the virtual game card. This virtual game card is not loaded on this system. A physical game card is currently inserted. So there's the answer. Some digital software and DLC will include a virtual game card when purchased. Once downloaded, the game icon will be added to the game, and you'll be able to play that game. So okay, so the virtual game card is focused on downloaded games. Physical cards, game cards don't count because you could physically hand it over, I guess. That makes sense. So that's how that works, huh? I do like the fact that it can let me load a game out of the eShop without ever having to go into the eShop. Yeah, let me give this a try. Load up one virtual game card. You can play as soon as it's done. So this is elevator action. This won't take long. So now it's downloaded. Via the internet. You're using managed software. There is one thing I would like to see, but I'm gonna have to switch out, switch screens, and that is taking a look at my list in my eShop. So this is it. I'm playing the game right now. Headshot. I'm dead. Oh well. Okay. So let me check the. Let me go into the eShop. Oh, sorry. Intro. There we go. Oh, okay. To re-download purchase software, go to home and. Okay. So this is a big time change here. All right. All right. This is fine. This is secured. They changed that up. The re-download. To re-download purchase software, go to the home menu and open virtual game cards. That used to be a whole list of games that was re-downloadable, and they moved all that to virtual game cards now. Okay, so let's click on that. Closing eShop and opening your virtual game cards, and it takes me over to here. All right, that's actually pretty that's pretty crazy that they did that. So now you don't have to go into the eShop to re-download any games you purchase. You just have to go through this whole process. Just click on these, hit the X button, and then you could re-download this stuff if you want. So then let me see. This can't be removed. Huh? Eject. Here we go. All of your virtual game cards that are currently loaded on the system will be ejected. Whoa. No, we don't want to eject all. I just want to eject one. Let's see here. Options. I want to try eject. Eject this. Yes. Ejecting virtual game card. Okay. Okay. Wow, so that's actually very easy. Interesting. Like publisher. Let's see if I can find that virtual pinball. And eject that. Maybe I should have stayed in alphabetical order. Well, considering that they got rid of they screwed up the alphabetical order. I feel like I don't know. I don't know what they did with my alphabetical order. Let me see. My title. Alright, just scroll all the way down until I hit Z. T-U-V-Z. Ah, here it is. Okay. Options. Eject. And hit. And it just instantly goes away. Alright. And hide. Let me see here. Hide. This virtual game will be hidden from the list. To view hidden games, select Can't Find Software below the list of virtual game cards. Let's see here. Can't find software. View hidden virtual. So then it might be in the eShop. Got it. Let me see. Let's see if it's in the eShop then, since I hit it. No, it's not. Alright, so then I'd probably have to do that login. Alright, let's see what that login looks like. I thought it would be in the eShop, but it's not. Let's see here. Alright. That's interesting then. It's behind a sign in. Okay. So that's what happens when you sign in. There it is. Hidden virtual cards. So it's hidden behind a password your password, your Nintendo account password. So load on, and then just hit unhide. What's view details again? All right. Unhide that. Then we go back. No virtual cards hidden, and the ease would be back up here. Oh. DLC. Where's ease? Immortals. Ah, there it is. Ease. Okay. Alright. Well, this was, oh, and these are still up on here, which I would assume I can delete. Just like that. Alright. And I can do the same here. Still delete those. Okay. And let me see one more thing. Let's see. Let me scroll. Aha. No. I already got those. Scroll all the way down. Gosh, this is so annoying that they altered my my whole layout. Yeah, so it's only Grobda. Alright, so this is only showing. Yeah, I don't see elevator action anywhere. Mazinger Z. Alright. So that's how it looks. Okay. Cool. So that's version 20, huh? Alright. Okay. So there we go. That's that was version 20. It's got the game share, virtual game cards. The re-downloading games can now be done through the virtual cards, rather than going into the eShop to re-download any game you remove, which is which is actually pretty convenient, honestly. And you can keep them around for as long as you want. You can remove them. Physical copies of the game cards cannot be done. Only those that are downloaded and the DLC can be done. Some games like Sonic Origins has both the download and DLC in the same card. Others are separated because they're from the physical editions. Like Mario Kart 8, since I had a physical edition of Mario Kart 8, the DLC is completely separated, and it's completely separate in terms of being able to lend to another player. And then it also included some free games that I chose not to keep. like Zakaria Pinball. I didn't want to keep it, so I removed it. But it was added to my virtual game cards. Like everything that was in the eShop got added into the virtual game cards. Got added to the virtual game cards, especially those that I removed because I got physical editions of them. So it's pretty interesting. But unless I have a family account, apparently it's got to be a family account. There's no way I could do really get to try out the whole trade. Hand over to another player, to another person, to see how it really works after 14 days. And not only that, but physical edition cartridges, which makes sense, can't get passed over. I'll have to physically give Super Mario Odyssey or Clubhouse games in order for the player, the other person to play it. And I think that's pretty interesting too, because if I give them Mario Kart 8, the physical copy, the DLC is not in there. I'll have to give them the DLC game virtual card in order for them to get all the stages that they're looking for. So yeah, this is quirky. I have to say, it is pretty quirky for what it does, and the fact that it could be done that's not just only available on Switch 1 along with the game share, but it's also going to be on Switch 2. It's pretty good because it even though it's an older system, it interacts with the new one. Saying like we're not behind. Let me put it like this. Because I've said numerous times, I'm not going to buy the Switch 2 on launch day. It's gonna be quite a while because I don't feel the need to rush for Switch 2. So knowing that I have Game Share and the virtual card, which is also available on Switch 2, and both Switch 1 and Switch 2 can interact with each other. Impressive. Very impressive. That's like taking PlayStation 3 and having it interact with PlayStation 2. Or having the NES interact with the Super NES. You know what I'm saying? Like you hook them up together and then you can be able to, swap, you could be able to play your NES games onto the Super NES or vice versa. Well, not vice versa, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? That's actually pretty good when you think about it. To be able to not be far behind. You know what I'm saying? If you have a Switch 1, you're not left out. You're not left out. You're not left behind. Anybody who has a Switch 2 and is playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you can join in on it with your Switch 1. That's actually fantastic when you think about that. That means that the 170 million people that own a Switch 1, if none of us buy it, not a single one of us among the 170 buy the Switch 2, and let's say 20 million new owners who never bought the Switch 1 bought the Switch 2, we could still play with the Switch 2 owners, because the Switch 2 owners will have backwards compatibility Switch 1 games like Mario Kart 8. And we could all play Mario Kart 8 regardless of whether it's a Switch 1 or a Switch 2. That's actually pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. That all the more reason why I say I don't need to rush for a Switch 2 yet. Because I can still play, because if someone has a Switch 2 and a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or a Smash Brothers Ultimate, I can play with them with my Switch 1. Not bad. Not bad. That's really good. That is really good. So that's version 20 on Nintendo Switch. Probably the last time we'll ever. Well, who knows if there's gonna be another version, but if Nintendo continues to do that with the Switch One, let me put it this way: if Nintendo continues doing that with Switch One by creating more, by adding in more features that interact with Switch Two, that'll be pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason why we would want to get the Switch 2 is to get the newer games like Mario Kart World, Cyberpunk, Street Fighter 6. We want those. We got to get the Switch 2. Or else there's no need. You know what I mean? Yeah. I like it. I like the direction it's going. I like the direction it's going. I still need to see all the execution. There we go. There's still more questions, like chat said, like chat asked, you know, did they take into account switch breaking? If one breaks, then any virtual carts would be lost. It's still a valid question. Although I still say it's astronomical, it's not going to be something that's commonplace, but it is still a valid question. How would Nintendo handle something like that, a situation like that, in this regard? Yeah. So head on over to Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com and grab yourself a copy of The Impossible Man, a strange fantasy novel written by me. You'll find links to the book down in the description below, along with links to other merchandise, pins, stickers, t-shirts, music. Thank you. Enjoy the products. Thank you for your patronage. And if you happen to have a copy of The Impossible Man and did a lore video on YouTube, thank you very much. I look forward to hearing your analysis. And if you're interested, you can join me in my live multi-stream on Twitch and Kick every Monday through Thursday, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I do research, gaming, studies, cultural studies. Look forward to hanging out with you. So, until the next tech, until the next tech look, tech dive, thank you all for joining me, and I wish you all a good night. Buenas noches, and hoy es mi night.